show, we'll have an interview with Kristen Hirsch and the whole gang from Throwing Muses. Had a chance to catch up with them when they played in London recently. And we'll have lots of music videos and some more CD reviews. But first we have a video by Catel Koenig, and the song is called Franklin.
I'm tired of cleaning houses from 5 to 5 to pay the maintenance on your latest child. I am tired of all my money disappearing up your nose, being rolled up in a king-size Rizzler spent on your slick clothes. Oh, Franklin, you don't know what I'm saying. You don't understand now. Your hearing is failing. Oh, Franklin, you don't know what I'm saying. I'm not playing around to the stick of this town. I'm gonna be on that train. I love your kids. Tell them goodbye. Yeah, I'm gonna miss them. But I'm not their mom. Look at your life. Look at this mess. Why don't you do it when you know it's best? Oh, Franklin, you don't know what I'm saying. You don't understand now. Your hearing is failing. Oh, Franklin, you don't know what I'm saying. I'm not playing around to the stick of this time. I'm gonna be on that train. 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 I'm gonna ride first class. I'm gonna ride to the end of that line. I'm gonna get off that train and find me a good man who don't drink too much, who don't shout, who don't throw my prized possessions about, one who will think and knock me out, one who will raise hell when I wanna go out. Oh, Franklin, you don't know what I'm saying. You don't understand now. Your hearing is failing. Oh, Franklin, you don't know what I'm saying. I'm not playing around to the stick of this time. I'm gonna be on that train. This ain't no midnight train. This ain't no Georgia train. This ain't no follow your mind, here you go. This is the freedom train. I hear the freedom train.
Catel Koenig with a song called Franklin. Right now we have an interview with Throwing Muses. Had a chance to catch up with Kristen Hirsch and the gang and talk with them about their new album when they played in London recently. Let's have a look at what they had to say about their new album and what they expect from it.
We used to be on Warner Brothers here. We were on Warner Brothers here for a couple of years, but it kind of works the opposite of the way things work at home. Major labels are needed if you want to get past a certain point, reach a certain amount of people. And here, you need independent labels to break you, because major labels here tend to only deal with bands who are already established. So when we were on Warner Brothers here for a couple of years, they didn't know who we were, and they had the option of not putting our records out if they didn't want to, so they wouldn't. We'd arrive in countries and the records like wouldn't have been released, and people would come to our shows and kind of be afraid of us and the record company people. And so we realized it was a big mistake and switched back to 4D.
But all over the world, it is true that if you're not a minority, you're not worth at all. They can't afford to put their big machine behind anything that isn't worth at. Which is not entirely a bad thing for a band like that. We were not expected to sell a single record, and yet they thought we should be making records because they were an artist's label. My point was that I thought we could sell records if they would try to sell some, but they said, well, it doesn't matter to anyone. We're going to keep giving you advances. You're going to keep making records because you should be. Which, you know, great. I don't care how many units we sell. Yeah, that's the weird part. I thought, it could be my favorite. And I thought, when we made my favorite record, everybody else would need it. And it's just kind of a given. But this is good and it's pretty too.
And we made it in New Orleans.
New Orleans? Really? Can we say hi to our friends?
Sure.
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Katrina. With the new
We
member.
were saving some cheese for you. We're going to bring it home in a bag.
Oh my God, that should be nice and yummy.
We have some slimy meat and some sweaty cheese.
With a new member in the band, do you feel like it's a different band or kind of a breath of fresh air?
It is.
Look, he's like, oh no, what are you going to say about me?
It's really different now.
It is a breath of fresh air, but that implies that, you know, we're shunning anything we were, which we wouldn't do. But we had definitely done the four-piece to what we could do. And this feels really new to us. And it just...
It's also, he never seemed like a new guy. We've been friends for about 6 or 7 years, and Bernie roadied for the band long enough to play about 100 sound checks with me and Dave. It wasn't the first time we'd ever played together, and he knows the material better than we do because he's actually listened to the records.
So you've known him like for longer than he's actually been together with you?
Oh,
guys
yes.
as a band?
I used to work with him like 2 years prior to
All right.
this.
And so how'd you finally pick up with being in the band?
The other roadie called us up and said, well, what about Bernard? Thought, oh yeah. Bernard does play bass, doesn't he?
I was establishing little voodoo dolls of like all the bass players. I'm gonna be the bass player, man. Too stupid to ask.
Bernard's other band actually opened for us. He was playing bass.
That's
right. Never occurred to us.
Sometimes it's right in front of your face and you just
It's
never
true,
realize
yeah.
it.
And it's a big part of this band that we love and respect each other, as goofy as that sounds.
Yeah. No.
I would be too shy to write good parts for people I didn't like because I know they wouldn't get them anyway. But we ask a lot of each other, and we also know that if something sucks, we'll hear about it immediately. Because we're enough like siblings to make sure that everybody's in line and we're asking enough of ourselves in our parts at any given moment. So we couldn't have just found some guy who played really well. Not that he doesn't play really well, but I thought we would either be writing the parts for someone or playing them for someone because we would give up melodic ingenuity or tightness or solidity or something. Bernie just like far surpassed anything I expected to find.
Right, honey? I know he's like, I can't say anything about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm the best bitch in the world.
Yes.
How do you feel about the transformation? Like maybe 10, 15 years ago to now. It's the music out there that makes it. What makes our
I
music
believe
different?
that the songs determine our musical direction at any given time, whether we're planning a live set or planning on going to the studio and working around like a body of work, which has to be kind of carved down into the shape of a record. And I don't think we've ever had like a personnel block as far as trying to give the music the right picture. We've been really lucky that way. We have power trio songs. We're a power trio. We've brought in other musicians like a cellist, and we're working with a keyboard guy right now. But more because the record university is very produced, very detailed. So I would miss backup vocal melodies and goofy overdubs and stuff like that. So we have someone else filling them in. But the sound of the band is a power trio, which is essential to these songs.
You're so good. All right, okay, you're like the same. Ditto. Do you feel that you've accomplished what you've set out to do?
Me or us?
Or as a group collectively?
We're not setting out to do.
Yeah, actually, none of us ever said to do
We're not
it.
setting out to do much.
Yeah, I think the goal, whatever that could be, is to do the music part well.
Yeah, it's
So
really short-sighted, like,
Yeah.
make a good record, play a good show.
So it's easy to be satisfied as long as we're happy with what we're doing musically.
We have no ambition.
Stardom, what?
There's a fine line between having none and wanting to rule the world, though. So
I have none, Dave wants to rule the world.
You want to see your name in lights and everyone else is just kind of like,
Yeah.
to be like, David, Zoe Muses.
But also, you can't ignore the fact that we're on a major label and we are actually doing it as a career, as well as something that you know that you love, that you can do it.
Yeah, we don't want to be exclusive. We want to be available to everyone.
But it's not worth sucking in order to sell a bunch of records, which I've never understood anyway. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to play bad music so that millions of people can look at you playing bad music. It's like a nightmare. No, that's not a good thing. It's better to be living a real musician's job. The music industry is kind of placed as artificial dollar sign focus on what musicians do, so you're either starving or you're a millionaire. But really, musicians should have the job musician, if they're lucky, which is, when we can pay our rent. We're lucky musicians when we can. Oh my God. Yeah, so you have to decide that in order to be successful, you make great work. End of story. You can't involve any